It's Matt.
You fucking idiot.
What?
Are you sure it's working now?
That would have been, honestly, if you hadn't said you fucking idiot and asked if it was working, that would have, no one would have ever known. Give me a level, Noel.
1, 2.
Well done. The curse of the sound man. What do you say when you do a level? Just 1, 2?
No, I don't do. No, I don't. I just go out and play, and then do in sound checks.
Yeah.
Do about 45 minutes, no longer than that, and then if it's not right by then, it's some other fucker's fault. I'm getting off after 45 minutes.
Right. I saw a.
We can't be jamming all day.
No, of course not. We're not Bob Marley.
No.
You know Shaz, your photographer?
Yeah, Big Shaz, yeah.
Yeah, she put a video on Instagram and it was like you sound checking but in a completely empty stadium. It was a gig that hadn't sold out. No, it's just you, and she was there filming it, and it was very moving, and I was surprised what a lazy man you are of how much effort you were putting in for just the sound man and a photographer.
What do you mean?
You were like singing, can't remember what song it was, but it was like a beautiful, heartfelt ballad in an empty stadium, and she was like, I'm the only one here, and she was like filming it, and I was surprised, because if that was me, I'd really just plod through it.
Oh, right. Oh, was I having it then?
Well, you were singing and playing it all nice.
Was I feeling it? Right, okay, so I wasn't just going...
Yeah, with a single single tear. No, you weren't.
Pay for gold and there'll be no time for getting old. That kind of thing. I was feeling it probably.
You were probably, you were lost in it. It was
a beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing. I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
Do that. She might have fucking sent it to me first.
Well, it was. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a new song. She wasn't like,
Oh no, but still.
But anyway, no, you came across very well in it. You were obviously completely naked. I like to think it was chocolate all over your face, but
it wasn't. It was shit. It was someone else's shit.
A groupie. No, I've never done any of that stuff. Have you? You're not Marilyn Manson?
No, I'm not. I did meet Marilyn Manson once, though.
Weren't you mates with him for a bit?
Well, yeah, we went. Yeah, we knew. We kind of. During the 90s, we would have these. You kind of get to know the strangest of people, because when we were doing like the world of like the festival circuit and all that, we were like the biggest. This is before we played stadiums and that, and we were always on these stadiums with the disposable heroes of hip-hoprisy. What are they called? Fucking Cypress Hill. We're always playing the same tents we were.
Yeah.
And
it was a weird time in music where after grunge, America went sort of Limp Bizkit, Marilyn Manson, Eminem. Yeah.
And so we got to know someone from Marilyn Manson's band, and he's a massive fan of Oasis, and we ended up...
Twiggy? Was his name Twiggy?
That's right, Twiggy Ramirez, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a night on the Absinthe, amongst other things, which is the night in fucking Kaniki pulled a knife on us in his dressing room.
Yeah, right. Did you get the impression that Marilyn Manson is actually just like a corporate sort of breadhead, or does he actually party?
I don't know. I think from the impression I got, he's just I don't know. He's a weird looking dude, isn't he? He's all right though. I gotta say he's all right. He's a weird looking dude.
But what was he like? What was the vibe? What was he like?
Well, I think he would. I think he enjoys making people feel uncomfortable, but you couldn't really make us feel uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? It's usually the other way around. It's usually the other way around. So he was all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not very shockable, but then I think I'd like to see you lot interacting with him. Because really, it's not like a lot of those like. Well, there's some metal people that are really extreme, but like people like him, it's kind of like Alice Cooper, isn't it? It's like vaudeville theatre. So really, he's a sweet sort of artistic guy.
Yeah, I kind of got it was like like a Pete Doherty kind of character without the extreme tragedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. In terms of drugs or in terms of
vibe? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my summing up of it. But have you ever met Lars?
No, I've sat basically on the same table as him at
McDonald's.
I think it was him. It was something like that. No, he was. I was at what was that band called? There was in the Roxy next door to the Rainbow, where I met my wife. At the Roxy, they used to have a band. I think it was called. I can't remember, but it was like whoever was in town would go in this band, and it was like Slash, Lars, people.
Right, okay.
Dude from Alice in Chains,
fucking Hollywood Vampires kind of thing.
Yeah, but I can't remember what it was called.
Them.
It was called Camp Freddy, I think it was called. And he was there. I don't think he was playing. I know it's weird. He wasn't playing, but he was there. And so, one of my mates was with me from back in the day in Dartford, and so there was Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains and Lars Ulrich. And then we were like, oh, wow. And then we went to, I think it was the Standard or one of the hotels. And then they came in and sat on a table right near us. And I was trying to listen. And Lars was going on about stuff, man.
I've known Lars for fucking nearly 25 years.
Yeah, that's mental.
I know.
He set up, I think we've talked about this loads of times, but he set up the Motorhead West Coast fan club or something.
Yeah, I know. The thing that he, like, when he got on a plane and come to England just to buy records, is like, very commendable musical spirit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he loves Oasis, doesn't he? Just
yeah. In fact, one of the first autographs I ever signed in America was for him.
That was so mental. And he was a famous, he was a multi-millionaire rock star then, wasn't he?
94. Fucking hell, Metallica were the biggest band in the world, weren't they?
Yeah, the Black Album was out around them.
Yeah,
before
nothing else matters.
That's it. Yeah. When are you going to actually record that? What was that song called? Turmoil.
Turmoil. Yeah. I'll get round to it.
I'd like to be involved in that now. I can.
Yeah, I might
play some power chords.
I might. Yeah, you can come and play on it. I might ask Weller to sing it though.
He won't go near that if he's not even having comfortably numb.
Of course he fucking won't. It's a joke, you daft cunt.
I don't know if you rock stars.
Yeah, but anyway, started to strike up these unlikely friendships with these. Like Cypress Hill used to fucking love us.
Katie, my wife, knew someone from Cypress Hill. I can't remember what his name was. They were Mexican, weren't they?
Fuck knows. I just remember them getting us really stoned on the tour bus, and that's when the fucking tune "Insane in the Brain."
And the Membrane. Yeah,
it's a fucking tune.
Actually, that album, for some reason, it came on when I was on Spotify. I started listening to it, and it is actually all right. Like the crack, it's got a real sound to it. It's so bassy. It is good. Yeah, but they interestingly use the N-word, even though they're not black. They're sort of Mexican or whatever. But I think back then it was just allowed in hip-hop. But little side fact there.
Another little shit factoid.
Shit factoid.
And that band that had that tune at, Television, The Drug of the Nation.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember what the fuck they were. Weren't they the disposable heroes of hip-hoperacy?
But that is a funny time where
David Faradine, is that his name? And we were always on the same bills, and we were hanging out, darling. We were getting on great. Showbiz loved it.
It's such a funny mix because there's Britpop trying to break America, and America's lost its way musically at that point. Well, I mean, it hasn't, but it was, there was some fucking crap around. It was probably before Linkin Park and Papa Roach and all that sort of new metal stuff, wasn't it? It was like...
Well, yeah. Well, when we went, like, and then like the next year when we really broke fucking huge, and we were doing like arenas in America. There was some band. There was two bands opening up for us, and they were both. One of them was the Screaming Trees, which I think Josh Homme was in at the time.
No, that's what are they? Mark Lanigan.
No, but Josh Homme was in one of the bands. I don't know whether he was in the script, but he was in one of the bands that were opening up.
Caius? Maybe it was Caius at that time.
No, it was like, you know, post grunge bands, and fucking us singing Wonderwall on the same day.
I did like the way that all grunge ended up being that. Eddie Vedder did it all right, and Chris Cornell sang, you know, that voice. Yeah. And then there was like Puddle of Mud and Stained and
Puddle of Shit.
Did you see that cover? Their cover of About a Girl?
No.
Oh, mate, I sent it to you. I'm sure I did.
Oh, it did? Yeah.
Where he's like, he's straining, and it's just the worst thing. People should check that out on YouTube. Puddle of Mud doing About a Girl. It is bizarre. And I thought it was the worst cover I'd ever seen. And then... Well, it's not even a cover. Elton John covering himself when he does I'm Still Standing. It was so bad. Honestly, it sounded like he was saying I'm Dill Dandy. That's what he was actually singing. Right. Anyway, how have you been? I haven't spoken to you for ages. To people listening, it sounds like I spoke to you last week, but that was recorded ages ago because I was cheating on you with other people.
Oh, really? Like who? Anybody interesting?
Joe Lycett, the comedian, who wanted to know if you would like him, and I asked you, and you said you do like him.
Yeah, I do like him actually.
He's funny, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Good, because he was worried you wouldn't like him. And my friend Hazy, who's like a bushcraft survival guy, who. Well, he was meant to be living out in the woods because he had lung complications, so he was on the run from COVID-19, but then he just bought a PlayStation and stayed at home. So I was catching up with him, but I've missed you.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
What have you been up to?
What have I been doing? So it's, what I haven't been doing? Fuck all drinking. I've got to fucking stop drinking, mate. So,
I've cut back.
No, I haven't at all. I've stayed quite fucking solid 9 weeks, drinking every day for 9 weeks.
Really?
Well, I don't think it's like being on tour, but actually without the graft. Been all right. I can't wait till it's fucking over now. I'm fucking done with it now. It's beginning to get on my fucking nerves. You know what I mean? I want my kids to go back to school, and I want everything to get back to normal. I'm not going to accept a new normal. Fuck that.
Yeah, well, it does seem like things are going away. Like, it feels like it's naturally fizzling out.
Hang on, there's people fucking marching in the streets the other day. It's fucking... Quarantine's done, man. You know what I mean? It's done.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if there's a massive surge after that, because I've read things that are saying, like, the actual virus itself is getting weaker, it's getting more adapted to humans, and it's not killing as many people. So it could potentially just become sort of much less dangerous by the time there's even a vaccine. It's sort of fizzling itself out.
I think it's enough now. Enough. The fucking the psyche of the nation is suffering.
Do you think?
I think. Yeah, I think
this is what I've been saying. You need to do a concept album. Heal the country. You got a little pair of silver trousers and like a weird spooky bra. Just do some some sort of Bowie-esque thing. Just
do it, darling. Do a Bowie-esque thing. You'll knock them dead.
Let your kids do your makeup and just rock it.
You'll knock them dead, darling.
Well, listen. The last time we go on.
Oh no, go on.
I was going to say the last time we spoke, you seemed a bit grumpy about. I thought, oh, he's annoyed that I've cheated on him with other people, but it wasn't that. It was, what was it? Just general grumpiness. Sort of.
I don't know. Just it depends what time. Was it a late one or I was?
I think I phoned you at 3 a.m. and I couldn't work out why you were so grumpy. Very short with me. No, I can't remember what time it was. Probably around one of your feeding times.
All right. So was it a night? Was it dark outside?
No, it was. I can't remember. We were texting. It might have been. Yeah, it might have been an evening. But you were saying like, we should mix it up because all I'd been doing is asking you questions from fans. And
the questions were getting a bit fucking lame, weren't they?
Yeah. So and then we can't. People love me and you talking to each other. It's not like people. That's the problem. It's like.
Do they really?
They love it, mate.
Do they?
Yeah. People just like two good old friends from very different financial brackets having a conversation from a hovel to a mansion.
Wow.
No.
Well, it's glad to be of service to anyone that's listening.
Yeah, no, we are. Apparently, people are saying it does help. Like just to hear people talking around this, because I feel like in the last few days, the last week, with all the George Floyd stuff and Americans and police brutality and stuff, like the COVID-19 suddenly, like that ex-girlfriend who's gone on quiet, really, but it's still around and it is still affecting people, and apparently we are helping. So there. So what I was going to do is to mix up the format a little bit. All right? Do you like new experiences?
Yes, I do. I live for them.
I've got a few. Well, I have got a few questions that people have asked me that I think are actually quite interesting. That I'm just going to get out of the way, and this is the end of it. At the end of the master plan, who sings "I'd Like to Be Under the Sea" in the Octopus's Garden in the Shade?
Oh, that's me pissed.
Is it?
Oh.
There you go, everyone. People wondered about that. Someone called Ross asked me, how did Falling Down become the theme song for the Japanese anime Eden of the East?
Fuck knows.
Well, someone must owe you a load of money.
Oh no, I probably got a load of money for it. I probably just looked at it and said, yeah, well, whatever. I don't know what the Japanese thing they're going on about, but it probably became the theme tune because they gave me a fucking shitload of money.
There you go, Ross. There's your answer. I actually checked out your X-Files tune that you did.
Oh yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah,
I'd like to. A little girl.
I'd like to read. That was my first ever solo thing. I think I'd.
What did you do it on? Because it was like synthy and electronic.
I did it in studios and.
What's that? I thought you'd gone Scouse then.
No,
did it in Air Studios, like Air AIR Studios.
Yes, it was in, or it still is in, just before you get to Hampstead, going up Haverstock Hill. And someone who was making.
Have you got a more specific address?
No. And I think, someone just asked, and I was like, "Fuck it, yeah, I'll do it."
Right. So.
But that riff that I had that's on the piano, when I was a roadie, that's the riff I used to use to set the keyboards up, and I ended up using it for the X-Files. So that riff was around for a long time.
I love these little factoids.
Do you?
I do actually, yeah.
Oh well, try and weasel a few more at me then.
I'm trying. No, I do like the factoids because I sometimes. Because I talk to you, I sort of forget. Oh, yeah. It's very hard to maintain in my head, that you're Noel Gallagher, the world-famous rock star. Because, frankly, you come across as a boor. And there's one more question here. Someone sent me a picture of you, right, and it might be photoshopped, but you are... I can only use the term flexing outside a dojo.
Dojo, what's that?
A dojo is a martial arts studio, I suppose you'd call it, like martial arts gym, right? A dojo. It looks like someone in Japan, and you're in a sleeveless top outside a dojo. I'm gonna text you the picture now.
Wow. Okay, go on. It sounds like it's got to be photoshopped. I've never done judo in my life.
It's quite well done if it is. So, but I will accept. Yeah, look, I'm gonna send it to you now.
Well, am I going to fucking look at it if I'm on the phone?
Well, you haven't glued it to your head, have you? You can pull it away, can't you?
No, but if I flick the screen up, the phone will go off, won't it?
No. Not if you. I've sent it to you on WhatsApp. So go. Oh, let's not get into this. You're going to end the phone call.
Stay there.
Here he goes.
You still there?
Yeah.
All right.
Can you see the picture? Don't cut any of this out, Neil.
Fucking hell, everything is fucking face fucking ID, fuck off.
Oh, I hate that when that comes on.
No way.
Is that you? Is that photoshopped, or is that you flexing outside a dojo?
Fucking hell. I look absolutely shit-faced.
I think your head doesn't look like it goes on your body, but...
Oh, hang on a minute.
I've always said that about you.
It's definitely me.
Yeah, but like, look at the join of the head to the body. It is you, isn't it? Do you remember that top, or that watch, or that bracelet?
I remember the watch. That's the watch that on the beginning of Oasis fans were like this. At the beginning of Talk Tonight, where just before I start, I say, just going to take my watch off. That's the watch.
Really? So that is you? It's not a dojo, is it? It's a bar or something.
I don't know what it is.
You do look off your head.
I was fucking wasted.
Good lad. I like that you were wearing a sleeveless t-shirt, because that...
a tank top.
You're wearing a little...
Fuck me.
Now, I was thinking, and I've put no effort into this, so don't worry, we could do moral dilemmas. So what I did, instead of write some, I found some on BuzzFeed. And I want to test your
moral compass.
Yeah, but be honest. Don't try and be cool and go, I'll fucking shoot them all or something.
No, I'll be fucking honest, mate. Don't worry about that. When am I never honest?
That's true. It's your main skill. Right, you ready?
Hang on.
What the fuck was that?
That's me pouring the last of the wine in the glass.
Just clubbed his servant with a fucking decanter.
Right, let's go. I'm ready.
Right. Your best friend's wedding is the name of this.
I'd fucking kill them all. Fucking shoot them all.
Then I'd put the wedding dress on. Call myself Noel. You're at your best friend's wedding just an hour before the ceremony is to start. Earlier that day... Oh, hang on. You're at your best friend's wedding just an hour before the ceremony is about to start. Sorry, I don't understand punctuation. Earlier that day, you came across definitive proof that your best friend, so your mate's spouse-to-be, is having an affair with the best man or maid of honour, right? So in this case, your mate's wife-to-be is having an affair with the best man. You even catch them sneaking out of a room together looking dishevelled. If you tell your friend, right, your mate, about the affair, the day will be ruined, but you don't want them to marry a cheater. What do you do? So, these are the options.
I know
Shoot
exactly
everyone.
What I'm going to do.
Shoot everyone. Including yourself. Tell your best friend, sure, the day will be ruined, but better a day ruined than an entire life. Or say nothing. Your job is to be supportive and participate in your friend's happiness. What one?
Initially, I'm going to say fuck all, but I might, depending on how well I knew her, I might have to get them both together and say, I think you two should have a chat before you walk down the aisle. And then just kind of cryptically leave it at that and see what happens.
What if they go, why? And nothing happens? Would you push further?
I just, give the girl a knowing look and say, okay. You've no reason why you might want to have a chat with fucking my mate Billy Bob here.
Yeah.
And she said no. I'd be like, okay, fair enough.
And then he'd say to you, what are you doing, Noel? Why are you being weird?
And I'd say, well, you better speak to your missus about fucking... And then you say, Dave, whatever his name is.
Right.
And then go and try and get off with one of the bridesmaids.
Bloody hell, so you would blow the wedding up. Okay, I like it.
I don't think I'd be the one to say the words, oh, by the way, I caught your missus before. They'd have to both be in the room.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It'd have to be like you'd have to say, look, you two should chat about, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Nodding to the woman.
What if
you? Go on. And then leave them to chat. And then if they're fine with it, fuck it. The day would not be ruined though, because you still have to go through with the party.
There'll be a slight taste and, a bit of sour taste.
No. Well, the older generation would be disgusted, but they're like, us lot would be like, fuck it, come on, we're not fucking ruining the day.
Paid for a load of booze. I think I might take her aside and say, oi, look, I've found this out, you need to knock it on there. No, because I don't know. But anyway, it's about you. Okay, so we know what you'd do. Next.
But initially I'd say fuck all. Initially I'd be like, well, it's none of my business, is it really?
But then.
But I don't really like sticking my nose into other people's business. You know what I mean? Yeah,
but what if your mate a few years down the line says, "Oh, I can't believe it, she was having an affair," Well,
I'd still say fuck all, but if he said to me, and you knew, didn't you? I'd say, well, yeah, I did, but I didn't want to say anything.
God, it's a good dilemma. But I get
it. Easy, that's easy.
Easy, so Noel's saying, say nothing or get them both together and try and raise an eyebrow and go, do you think you two need a little chat?
Yeah.
All right. This one's called Robin Hood. This is easier, I think. You are an eyewitness to a crime. A man has robbed a bank, but instead of keeping the money for himself, he donates it to a poor orphanage that can now afford to feed, clothe and care for its children. You know who committed the crime. If you go to the authorities with the information, there's a good chance the money will be returned to the bank, leaving a lot of kids in need. What do you do? First option, turn the robber into the authorities. Right is right. Or say nothing since the money went to what you deem a good cause.
Oh, say fuck all.
Yeah, that's easy, isn't it? Because you'd have to be a right stickler for the law to grass him up.
Yeah, it's a crime. There's a victimless crime.
Yeah. Good.
As long as no one's got bashed up in the bank, do you know what I mean? If somebody's like got fucking shot in the bank.
Oh, he killed 17 children died in the bank.
I might make an
It was a school trip and he shot them all.
Am I making an anonymous phone call? But no, say fuck all.
Yeah,
fuck
easy. All. Okay.
But saying that, if the police come knocking on the door, do you know something? Then you're in the shit, aren't you?
Nah.
Then you're like, yeah, you are.
Well, hang on. What did it say? You're an eyewitness. Yeah. If they can place you at the scene, then you might go down for being an accomplice.
Yeah.
I'd never talk. I'd just say, look,
I'd say fuck all.
I'd say fuck off. Look, he was giving it to an orphanage anyway. I'm blind, and then walk away. Company policy.
Easy.
This is that was easy. This is that's boring. That one. Let's have this one. Sinking. So there was two. It's another one where there's like, do you tell someone they're cheating, sort of thing. There's a lot of that. You've been on a cruise for 2 days when there's an accident that forces everybody on board to abandon ship. During the evacuation, one of the boats is damaged, leaving it with a hole that fills it with water. You figure that with 10 people in the boat, you can keep the boat afloat by having 9 people scoop the filling water up by hand for 10 minutes while the 10th person rests. This is a bit too much information, but don't worry. After that person's 10-minute rest, he or she will have to get back. So it's like a nightmare on this boat. Everyone's bailing it out, and you could keep the boat from sinking long enough for a rescue team to find you, as long as it happens within 5 hours. You're taking your first break when you notice your best friend...
Who the fuck's come up with this?
It's too wordy, but basically, let's get through it.
Is this like a fucking listener? Is this a listener that's come up?
No, this is BuzzFeed. I just got this. I thought it was interesting.
BuzzFeed? Who the fuck's BuzzFeed? Is he in fucking Toy Story?
He's a little robot who writes these things. No, listen. BuzzFeed. I'm not starting from the beginning. Anyway, you're taking your first break. There's another boat, and your mate's in it, and he beckons you to swim over. And you know that you'll be safe in the other boat. You won't have to do any bailing. But by leaving the boat, you're leaving those people to probably die. Okay, because they'll only have 2 hours to live instead of 5. That's right. So these are your options: stay in your boat and hope that you're all rescued in 5 hours' time before the boat sinks and you all drown, or jump ship, join your friend in his boat, and hope that the others are rescued within 2 hours. That's a good dilemma.
Whatever happens, I'm jumping off that boat, right?
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when. I would say to my mate, we're all going to have to stick together anyway, right?
Yeah.
Your boat and our boat. But if this starts going down, I'm fucking out of it.
Yeah, but if you're that close to the other boat, everyone's just going to scramble into the other boat. I think this is like, you've seen him from a distance. He's waved to you. You could just go, good luck, everybody, and jump in and swim and get away. I don't think they're just floating, held onto each other. You got to make this decision quickly, and you got to either stay there or... Well,
I can't. Well, for a start, I'm not a fucking great swimmer, so I'm not swimming anywhere to any boat in the middle of the sea. So I'm probably staying where I am.
Okay. So you're staying where you are.
Only because of the swimming. Only because of the swimming. The moral dilemma is, at some point it's going to be every man for himself, isn't it? At some point.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if you had a life jacket, swimming wasn't an issue, and you just got...
Don't start bringing life jackets into it now. That wasn't part of the fucking deal.
All right. Well, so you're basically you'll stay where you are.
For now.
But I feel like the other boat's floating away. It's not like you can go, right, I'll be over in a minute if this one doesn't, you can't
if it's floating away, I can guarantee you I'm not going to catch it swimming to it if it's floating away. That's not going to fucking happen, so I'm staying where I am.
Right. Okay.
For now.
So you're doing a noble thing for not noble reasons. Cowardice is keeping you there. So if they did rescue you, go, my friend was there, but I knew I wouldn't swim because I wouldn't leave these guys behind.
What's that me? Is this me on Wogan?
Yeah, when your book comes out. Right, let's have it. Oh, this is a good one. The accidental...
You're gonna write my book, though, aren't you?
When are we doing this? I want to do that. That'd be great. Just sat in a room.
We had this conversation once. You were going on about a book, and I said, "Why don't you fucking write it?" And I just put my name on the front of it. You write my life story.
What? Make it up?
Yeah, like it's a fucking Alan Partridge thing.
When I was a boy, I had a pony. Lovely speckled black and white pony.
Yeah, totally. So I remember that conversation. I mean, we were fucking absolutely cunted in a fucking bar somewhere. But you going, yeah, fucking, I'll be your biographer, mate. Fucking too right.
I hate the way, like, when you either give me the voice of some sort of like brummy metaler, oh yeah, heavy metal, or go, I'll write your fucking book for you now. I don't talk like either of those people. Anyway,
but you agreed anyway. You were like, "Fucking hell, yes." Yeah. Like, I said you could write it like the Alan Partridge book that's written.
Yeah.
Alan Partridge.
Yeah, but no one would want that. Like people would want, like. And I sat on the end of my bed and I thought,
but people would probably believe it.
Well, not now. This is out. They go, what? Noel Gallagher
fucking listens to this. What? Yeah. Well, in 10 years, someone's going to go, hang on a minute.
Noel Gallagher had a kestrel, and a kestrel used to squawk in his bedroom. No, it's not going to happen. But no, I think would you write a book of your life, the actual truth?
I don't know whether I could be fucking arsed.
Yeah, but it's like Slash wrote a book, but he had just sat there with a writer.
I couldn't do it with her. I'd have to write it.
But when you could
No, I don't. No,
You
well,
could dictate it. You just sit there, like the way you could do it for a conversation. Like I could go, and then what happened? You go, you know, this happened, and then then the ghost.
The way I am is I would have to write every word of it.
On what? You could barely open a photograph on your phone. You have to get an old typewriter.
No, I fucking do it on my iPad. I've got fucking about a billion song lyrics on my fucking iPad.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, I've got a guy that's everything's all backed up anyway. Do you know what I mean? It goes up to the old cloud, doesn't it? Don't it though?
It does go up to the old cloud.
Some bad shit over there, mate, let me tell you.
Yeah, well, that's how these celebrities keep getting their nudie pictures hacked, because they put it in the cloud. So bear that in mind next time.
There's nothing moody up there, just a load of fucking lyrics that, you know, rhyming sunshine with fucking red wine.
Yeah.
You know.
That's good. I'd still steal those and put them on a porn site.
Well, anyway, why don't you start? Why don't you write the first? Why don't you write? I'll do the forward. You can write the book.
Yeah, all right. No, hang on. But no one's going to buy it, because it would just be like, imagine me just talking absolute shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is you. Yeah.
I was at the top of the stairs in my nappy, and I said, "Mother." It's like, it's not. No one's going to believe. Like, what people want from you is a book with you on the front cover in fucking Nebworth, and it's called Noel Gallagher, How I Did It, right?
and then the subtitle will be the true story of the biggest musical fraud of all time.
and then all the way, and like basically it starts and it goes, the lights were bright. I was on the helicopter into Nebworth, and I thought, crikey,
I need the toilet.
So I weed on the crowd from above, and they stood there open mouthed, hoping to taste the magic.
Fucking hell. Some people would believe that actually would have happened. You got to think of future generations who won't give a fuck about me or you, but that'll be there. You should do it.
So it could end up like a Bible in 5,000 years' time. People.
Well, hopefully. Well, it can only be as ridiculous as the fucking Bible, can't it?
Ooh, we went there.
You fucking idiot.
Right, come on, let's do another moral conundrum talking of the Bible. And this is a Bible word, the accidental Samaritan. What a link. You're involved in a 2-car crash on your way to work one morning, which just sounds funny when it's you, because like, I'm leaving now, darling, to go to work as a rock star, being driven. You're involved in a 2-car crash on your way to work one morning in which you accidentally hit and kill a pedestrian. Yeah, 10 points. As you get out of the car, you are intercepted by a tearful woman who seems to think that she hit and killed the pedestrian. You're not sure why she thinks she hit the person, but she's convinced. So she's gone, oh my God, I've just killed that person. Comes up to you. There's only you, the woman, and the person you hit on the road. There are no witnesses. You know that whoever's deemed responsible will probably be sent to jail. What do you do? First option, let me read the options. Confess your responsibility. You wouldn't be able to live with the guilt of an innocent person being in jail for a crime you committed, or let the woman take the blame. The thought of being locked away from your life and family is too much to bear.
I just think I'd have to fess up, because I wouldn't like that. I'd rather own up to it.
What if she was like, oh my God, you know, like so convinced? But I
well,
would.
If she was so convinced that she could convince me, that's fucking brilliant.
What if she said, like, what if? I suppose you could sort of go to her. I thought I hit them. Do you think you hit them? And like, then she might go, oh, maybe you did actually. I think.
But if I had hit them, there's no way you're getting away with it.
I mean, they could look at the front of your car anyway. She's obviously mad, that woman.
There's no way you're getting away with it.
I'd reverse over their head just to make sure that she understood.
No, I was going to say which was I'd back up and run the woman over.
Put them both in your trunk and off you go to work.
There you go.
Very good. Okay. A day.
Sarah, when I get to work, and say, I may have nicked some of the paperwork on the fucking mangy.
You don't drive, do you? So that's a silly conundrum.
No, I don't drive. I know. Don't drive. Don't swim. Fucking hell.
God.
This is all quality stuff.
Yeah, but you're never going to learn to drive, are you? Now, there's no point.
Sometimes I do think I quite fancy it, and then other times I just think, it's just a fucking big ball like getting anywhere because now I've got to fucking drive. You know what I mean? Whereas now I just.
Yeah, but you'd like it, but like, I think you don't really know how to drive until 2 or 3 years into driving. Like, it's not second nature for a while. And you'd be like on edge doing it. I think you'd be a nervous ninny and you'd crash into hedges all the time.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be all right. I just wouldn't know what kind of car to get. I'd probably end up getting an old lady's car.
Yeah, but that's all right. But as long as you wear your pony helmet. All right, well,
if you could have any car in the world, can you drive?
Of course I can. What?
All right. If you could have any car, what kind of car have you got then? Like a Fiat fucking Conto or something?
No, I used to have an Audi, like a nicer car that it's second hand and whatever, but like, and then when you have kids, it's just not practical.
Have you got an estate?
I've got what they call an SUV, but it's only what is it? What's that? Is it a Renault? I don't know.
Oh,
I literally don't even know.
Okay, not. The question was going to be, if you could have any car in the world, what would you? If you won like one of those postcode lottery things, you see when the people turn up with a big check.
Yeah.
If you could have any car though, what would it be?
Oh, it's a Peugeot 3000.
What? A Peugeot?
No, the one I've got. Fuck that.
Oh right, I was going to say fucking any car.
I'll just have my car, but I'd like a little clean to happen. No, I would have something. I do actually. What I'd love to have is, I used to want a flatbed truck so I could go like put my mountain bike in, put camping stuff, and have but then actually I think it would be better to have a Volkswagen camper van like truck thing.
Right. Okay. But, so you're going for
black.
You're going for a camping vehicle.
Yeah, I'd like sort of a multi-purpose thing. I can put mountain bikes in it. It can be all big sound system, all like matte black, lovely trim. I don't know. I don't care about cars. I think they're for getting from A to B. But like when you drive a nice one, it's
of course
more enjoyable.
It's saying a lot about you though that your chosen vehicle would be a camper van.
What would you have then? A chocolate brown Rolls Royce that you do actually own and can't drive.
Yeah. Well, I've got a few cars and I can't drive. If I could drive, mine would be some. I don't think you can. I'd have a Range Rover. That's what I'd have if I could, because I've driven one before when somebody got caught a bit short and I had to drive home from the pub.
Really? You had to? How did you know how to? Was it automatic?
Yes, of course. It's fucking easy to drive.
No, I know, but like, if it's an automatic, if it's not an automatic, if you don't know how to drive, you wouldn't be able to do the clutch.
No, it wasn't automatic, and it wasn't far. But anyway, what was I going to say then? Yeah, so it'd be like a Range Rover, or maybe even a Land Rover.
Yeah.
Tell you what I seen the other day. You know that firm that they do up Range Rovers, and the ones that they've got Overfinch written on the front.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, that showroom is around the corner from my house in London, and they've got like a jazzed up Land Rover in the window, like an Overfinch one. It looks fucking mega.
Get it and drive. Well, no, learn to drive and then get it. You're out in the country.
I said, just get it anyway, shouldn't I? Fuck it.
Just
my
get it.
My 90 self would have just fucking gone and bought it and then drove it through the glass window.
But haven't you got enough space to like, or is there You must have made friends with a farmer.
I was in. I don't even know why this go on. What about a farmer?
Well, you must know a farmer with a field who'd let you like go around.
I've got. Yeah, I don't know. I've not got enough to drive on here, but I drive it round here. There's nobody round here.
Well, you'd get nicked in about 2 minutes after saying that.
Matt, no one listens to this shit.
I know, but I will phone the police. I've already spoke to them about you on your bike. I've said, has he got reflectors on his pedals? Because that's the law. I'm just saying. No, you. Yeah,
I'm gonna.
Just bloody buy it, and then do you know what would be even more funny? Is just give it to someone you know, like I don't know,
not like you.
That'd be the coolest thing ever. If you were just such a rock star, you just bought that and then drove it around my house and threw the keys at me and went, mad for it, and then fucked off.
And flexed like outside that fucking Japanese guy.
Dojo. Be lucky. See you later.
Have this fucking Land Rover. You
good overfinch. Yeah, get it right up. Yeah. Go on. See you later, son. Why does it say overfinch? I've seen that a lot, and I think, what's that mean?
It's supposed to be the firm that kits it out with more gangster shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Get it, mate.
They seem to have different wheels and a different kind of. I think they add bits to the body or take bits off. But anyway, they've got this Overfinch Land Rover near where I live in London, and that would be the car I'd have. I think looks fucking great.
Get it.
Could drive it round Glastonbury.
Yeah, you wouldn't get stuck in the mud in that. You should get it, and then you should learn. Just learn automatic. I drive automatic now because Katie's American. She can't drive stick or God, what's the British word for it?
Stick.
That's what they call it. Manual. Yes.
Manual. Don't be adopting any Americanisms.
I've told you, I say diaper
can you drive
and trash.
Can you drive with a stick?
Oh yes, I always bring a stick. Move the cows out of the way. Right, just let's get into another. Do you like these moral dilemmas? Or are they boring?
They're not really dilemmas. It's just like, you know, you can sum any more. You know, it's every man for himself eventually.
Well, in all of them? No, it's not. Right, listen to this one then.
Go on then.
This is called a difficult decision. You and your son are prisoners at a concentration camp. I don't know how that would come about. There you go.
Wow.
Noel and Donovan Gallagher have been put in a concentration camp. Oh, God, that keeps happening. Your son tried to escape but was recaptured and sentenced to hang at the gallows. To send a message to all the others who might try to escape, the guard orders you to pull the chair out from under your son. If you refuse, the guard will kill your son and another innocent person in. This is taken another turn, hasn't it? This was all about, would you tell the bride or not? Now it's like, your son's dying. Right, so if you refuse... Yeah, and
his best mate.
If you refuse, right, so you've got to pull the chair out from under your... This has actually happened to people, by the way, in the world, so just remember that, yeah, guys. If you refuse, the guard will kill your son and another innocent person in the camp. So what do? Your choices are... tearfully pull the chair out from under your son, or refuse to pull the chair out from under your son, ensuring both his death and the death of another inmate. What are you going to do?
I'm not pulling the chair out from under any of my kids.
No, but then you're killed. Then you got to think. You got to think that the long game. Years later.
I don't live like that. I live in the moment, day by day.
Well, tell that to the kid who's just about to get killed. Sorry, mate, I live in the moment, day by day, mate, yeah? Good luck.
It's easy to sum up. Stop fucking crying. I'm not pulling the chair out from underneath him.
Yeah.
Someone else is going to have to do it.
Right.
I'm not doing it.
It's brutal, isn't it?
Well, you know, yeah. But like I say, it's fucking every man for himself, isn't it, really?
Well, that's what, you come into life on your own, you leave it on your own.
You come in on your own and you leave on your own. Who sang that? Is it Elvis?
Oh, I thought we were just writing a song together. I was just about to go and get the old guitar. Yeah. Hold it there.
Have you started calling it the old guitar now, have you?
No, I did that to give you an in to bully me.
Well, actually, do you know what, though? I've got to say, when you were playing that Nirvana cover of that Leadbelly tune, it's like, this is actually not fucking bad for the amount of time and effort you've put in so far. It's not bad.
Yeah, but I can't. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But there's those. Basically, it's one of those things where even if I spent like years perfecting it, I would only be at the level of some 8-year-old, right? Because I'm playing the guitar, but then you see clips on YouTube and there's kids properly shredding like Stevie Ray Vaughan solos when they're about 8. And
yeah, well, they're fucking... Yeah, well, what so do you want to be those guys, do you?
No, I don't want to be an 8-year-old playing the guitar, but I'm saying...
Right.
This is why I think about if you learn a language, right? If you go, I'm learning Italian, it's fine when you're young and you're doing it, but like, say like I went, I'm going to learn Italian. It would take me about 3 or 4 years to get to the level of Italian of an Italian 4-year-old. In fact, no, it would take me about 8 years to get to the level of a 4-year-old. Do you think of a 4-year-old's vocabulary?
Yeah, but hang on a minute. This is a daft argument, because by that you're saying that, you know, to be a musician you've got to be like really fucking great. You don't at all. There's plenty of teenagers who are better at playing guitar than me. It's not about that, though, is it? It's not about who's technically the best, or
but you're a technically good songwriter in terms of like.
Well, my thing is songwriting, and it's not one part of the songwriting. It's the whole thing. So I can get someone else to play the guitar for me. I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah, I don't care about that. I'm a composer, darling.
I've always said that since the beginning. Since I saw you on Top of the Pops. I said,
I saw you on The Word.
I think, did you ever do The Word? No, you did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
All I remember from The Word is L7 when she got her fanny out.
She got a fanny out, yeah.
And that turned me on when that happened, by the way. You sound disparaging about it. But
well, they weren't very attractive, were they?
Oh, one of them was. They were good, actually. I like L7. And
really?
Then once she pulled her tampon out of Glastonbury, I think it was, or Reading, and threw it at the crowd.
That's nice.
Well,
that's nice.
I quite like it. I thought it was quite feminist.
What?
Pulling a tampon out and throwing it at the crowd. I thought
really?
I thought it was... It's all right, isn't it? It's rock and roll.
Throwing it at the crowd.
Oh, and have got in someone's eye and caused an infection. Dracula's tea bag.
Right. Fucking hell.
I was thinking today about... my kids keep saying I've got a fat belly, but I think they've got it from Peppa Pig, but it's a form of bullying. But do you remember when in a pub, if some old bloke would grab his belly and go, all bought and paid for?
Yeah.
What the fuck did that mean? Why did they say that?
I'm not sure. People still say it now.
They grab their belly and go, all bought and paid for?
Yeah, it's all paid for. I guess it would be, let me try, usually working men, it's like a working man's thing, isn't it? It's all bought and fucking paid for, mate.
Yeah, but I don't understand what they're saying. They're saying, like, it's almost as if they're saying, I paid for all the beer and food that went in it.
Yeah.
So it's just a weird thing to claim, isn't it? As if someone was going to accuse them of, like, owing money on their belly.
Who paid for that belly of yours?
You haven't earned enough money to be that fat.
You're receiving funds from your mother again.
You've had a stomach loan from Nat West.
You've been raiding Grandma's fucking trinket tin.
A shortbread tin. I used to love that in a tin. Right, let's do another dilemma. This is a doctor's dilemma. So if you could imagine you're medically trained for a moment.
Right.
Do you remember Doogie Howser? Was that after your time as a child?
Doogie Howser?
There was a show called...
I thought he was going to say he played for Newcastle.
No, Doogie Howser MD was a show about a teenage boy, or even younger. I think he was just a 12-year-old or something, but who was a MD as a medical doctor. And the show was meant to... I don't know what I can't remember it. I just remember he was I can't remember the actor's name, but he went on to be in loads of stuff. But anyway, he was like a kid doctor.
Was it Al Pacino?
That was the guy. Yes, Doogie House MD. I'll fuck you up. No, it was. Oh God, what's his name? Don't know. But it was a fucking weird program. It was meant to. I think. I don't know what it was meant to do, but I felt a lot of pressure from it as a child because I hadn't achieved anything. And he was a fucking doctor. Right.
Get on with it.
You're a doctor at a top hospital.
Thank you.
If you could imagine that, you coming in.
It's doctor.
All right, what's the matter? Just fucking walk it off. Just fucking stand up. Right, you're a doctor at a top hospital. You
do actually the best impersonation of me that I know of.
Nah.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think I nailed the voice. Say I think so again.
Oh, I think so.
Oh, I think so. You're a doctor in a top hospital. You've six gravely ill patients. I'm sure. Six of them. Six of the fuckers. Right. Probably for your own neglect. They probably came in with an ingrowing toenail. And now they're dying on machines. You've six. So I'm
like some Dr. Harold Shipman character already, am I?
You're that. You're sort of Harold Shipman and Doogie Howser rolled into one. You have six.
Doogie Shipman. Harold Howser.
There's a funny but offensive comedy sketch probably in that where you combine those two people. Carry on Shipman with Doogie Howser. I can't say that again. You're a doctor at top hospitals. Feels like
Thank you.
You have six gravely ill patients, 5 of whom are in urgent need of organ transplants. You can't help them though because there are no available organs that can be used to save their lives. This is a good dilemma actually. The 6th patient, however, will die without a particular medicine. If she or he dies, you will be able to save the other 5 patients by using their organs because they've got an organ donor card. What do you do? Here, to clarify that, these are the options. Keep patient 6 comfortable, but do not give them the medical care they need so they die to save the other 5 patients. Or, hang on, let me read it. Save patient 6 and let the other 5 die. It's unfortunate, but that's not your call to make.
I would. You couldn't kill somebody just to take their organs. You'd have to wait until that person died and somehow try and keep the others alive. I'm afraid that's just the way it's going to have to be.
Yeah, but they're saying that they would live if you gave them the medicine, but if you withhold the medicine, they'll die and you'll save 5. Now, the first rule, I know this, the first rule of medicine, do you know what it is?
Is don't shag one of the nurses if you're a doctor.
That's 7 on the list. The first rule of medicine is do no harm, which is fucking ridiculous because that should be implied by training to be a doctor, shouldn't it? Like the
do
first,
no harm.
Yeah, like don't kick them when they're asleep. It's a really like low bar set, isn't it? It's like, don't fuck around, just inject them with stuff from around the office, and it's like, Anyway, so you're not allowed to.
Well, I mean, it sounds like that rule number 1 was made up in the days of fucking Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, when people were just like, put that down, come on, we're meant to be saving them. Right, so what do you do? That's a good dilemma.
Well, I suppose. I don't know. Would you? Yeah. Well, actually, you just have to think. Right. What? This one person that might have to die. Are they a bit of a cunt? Do you know what I mean?
So that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, if they were
a bit of a cunt, like not if it's like any of your family, no fucking way. But if it's a complete, but if it's a stranger, how could you judge them?
What if everyone? There's 5 patients and there's all 6 patients were absolutely lovely. There was no because why are you going to go through their like Facebook history and go, he's liked that picture, I'm going to fucking let him die.
Okay, if If the person that needed the medicine was fairly young and they had a lot of life left to live, They're getting the medicine because it's their medicine, right? If they're like 75, you're gonna have to say, mate, you've had a fucking good knock, lad. You know, we need your fucking kidneys. So sorry, and do it like that.
What if everyone in the ward was 30?
It was the same age, whether or how old?
Just say they're all 30. They're all 30. They're all nice.
Then we'd have to get into. We'd have to just work it out. Just have to say, look, you know, who do you support? That kind of thing. Well, they could fall down to first, because if it's like Liverpool, United, Tottenham, Chelsea.
Yeah, when the inquiry happens and you have to stand up in court and say, well, he was a Man United supporter.
Newcastle.
You're going to be fucked.
Aston Villa. What?
You're going to be fucked at the inquiry when it comes down to what football team they supported. That'd be the worst.
Yeah, but no one would know. Am I just saying that? No one would know, would they? But that's the criteria that was used.
All right, what if there's no way, and they're all like, you can't go, who do you support? All right, like, put a pillow on his face.
Yes.
Do you know what I'd do, I think?
Go on.
I think I'd think, well, if I wasn't here, what would happen naturally? Like,
what?
Well, I think this. You got 5 people who need organ transplants, right? And this person morally needs a medicine which we have, right? So the first thing is, if I wasn't here, all these people are going to die. So that's the baseline. So if all of them are going to die, then even if one lives, that's better than the baseline, right? And I would also think it's no one's fault that they're in this situation, but who can I actually help at this moment? I think I'd give the medicine to the first person, because then morally, because 10 years down the line, you'd always be going, oh, let that person die, wouldn't you? But in that situation, I think the right legal thing to do at that moment is, this person needs this medicine, we've got it, give it to him.
Isn't that what I just fucking said?
You said you were going to have sex with their corpses. That's all I heard. What did you say?
Eventually I would have.
Well, we all would. Come on.
I was, but that's what I was saying.
You said something about Man United and Liverpool, and I don't know, I switched off. I was talking about football again. All right, so basically, we're both saying the same thing there.
Yeah, effectively.
Okay. Let me think now. There's this thing about children drowning, which I think might be a bit heavy after you've hung your son.
But none of these situations would ever arise, so they're not.
I bet you that concentration camp things like that happened in Nazi concentration camps. Just the cruelty of the guards, they would have done things like that, I reckon.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so I reckon, Anyway, let's do this one. Oh, by the way, I love you. And
you fucking idiot.
You say that a lot, actually. You fucking
idiot.
I'm not an idiot. I'm a very intelligent little girl. There he was, Noel Gallagher. And that conversation ends naturally there, but if you want more, there is more. There's half an hour more on my Patreon, which I am setting up, and it will be set up soon with all sorts of goodies and treats and things in there. Well, hopefully.